Hi, Facebook. It's Elaine, and I'm here along with Chris and Celie, and we are here to chat all things CBD. Let me introduce these two. So, Celie is a 250K affiliate with HempWorks. She's been with the company a little over a year, doing amazing things, educating the masses about cannabis. Chris, in about 6 months, has reached the 100K rank, and same thing, he is passionate about spreading the CBD knowledge and love. And so we just wanted to come on to chat, answer questions. So pop on and ask us questions. And Chris, so I'm sure with your following and knowledge base, are presented with many, many opportunities. So what attracted you to both the HempWorks products and business?
All right. Admittedly, I was probably a little bit late to the CBD game. Something that I had heard about for a long time, wasn't really sure what it was all about, kind of dragged my feet with it, which, I could probably be a little bit farther along than I am, but I'm glad that I got in when I did. But I had tried, there were other companies that were presented to me, different ones that I tried. And I think one of the reasons why I dragged my feet for so long was that I just didn't feel like it was anything revolutionary to me at trying some of these other products that were out there. Not to say that there's not other good products, there's not other good companies, but I just didn't feel like I had, didn't really see much out of it until I was presented with an opportunity to join HempWorks, which actually came from a video chat with Celie and Matt from our team. And when I tried it, it was obvious that there was a massive difference between the product that we have and some of the other ones that are out there, as far as not only what I saw, but we've heard, for anyone that's ever heard me tell my story about my dog, I mean, when you see an animal make a change, you know that it's genuine because they don't lie. They're not capable of that. They just, what you see is what you get. So when you see remarkable things and change in their behavior and how they feel and their health, that you know that something genuine is happening. And that was within the first week. It was almost instantaneous how much better he had started to get. And then I started to notice things. And that made me start to look back. And I'm so glad that we have Celie on to kind of maybe go into depth on some of these things that people should be looking for, because I had no idea. I mean, CBD, the general premise of it is something that opposes the toxic pharmaceutical industry, which I'm obviously very passionate about for anyone that follows me. So that idea alone was why I wanted to look at CBD to begin with, and why I was so happy once I found HempWorks and something that was really quality, because we have something that virtually anybody can use, anybody should use, and that can help people. And so that's really the name of the game here, is helping people. And in my opinion, for me, opposing kind of this toxic pharmaceutical industry where we're presenting something that doesn't have side effects. You're just getting side benefits, as we call it, where you're only seeing the good and there's nothing negative about it. But I didn't know about all of the intricate details of what you should be looking for, besides, when HempWorks came along, I know it really stuck out. One of the big things was organic and the testing. So then one of the first things I did when I joined HempWorks was I looked back at a company's product that I had used, and lo and behold, I couldn't find any of this testing information everywhere. In fact, they told me that they would email it to me like it was some kind of like top secret information that, where with us, it's all widely available. So a lot of this stuff I just didn't know about, and it was, a learning curve for the kind of things that we should be looking at. And that's what I'm gonna hand over to you, Celia. If you could kind of talk about, I guess, what are some of the things somebody should be looking for in a CBD, and maybe, I guess, on the same side, red flags of things that you'd want to avoid.
Well, yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me onto this call. One thing that I really do stress to a lot of people is, I'm definitely an educator by passion. I love telling people things that they don't know about. And, I was a consumer at the beginning. My story starts with my son. And we were taken advantage of by a company that we trusted, that they were clean, and we tried the product with my son. He had allergic reaction. So, of course, me being the person I am, I did some digging. And, the cannabis industry, especially the CBD industry right now, is like the wild, wild west, as I like to call it. Anybody can get their hands onto it. Anybody can say that their product is the best. But I'm in the show me state. I'm in Missouri. So I learned how to really start digging at these companies. And that's how I found hemp works, is because I did a lot of digging. So one thing that we like to always educate people on is the ingredients. And ingredients, you shouldn't be able to not understand the ingredient name. If you turn the bottle back around and, there's a bunch of additives and fillers and just a bunch of carrier oils to, dilute the product, you don't need that. There are some products that I found that had like sugar in it. And I'm like, why are you putting sugar in, a CBD product? It doesn't need to be sweetened. I actually like the flavor of natural CBD. Especially from the hemp seed oil. It has like a very mild, like olive oil taste and texture. I even put it like on my salads and stuff, like when I eat. That's just something that I enjoy doing. But also the milligram strength is, a lot of people think they need a lot of CBD or they just need a little bit, but each person is so different based on their weight. So a lot of reasons why it doesn't work is because of the ingredients. If you have like ingredients that have a lot of fillers in it, or if your milligram strength isn't the best fit for you. So I have like a 9-year-old daughter that takes the 750 milligrams. And then I have a 6-year-old boy that turns 7 on Saturday. And he has upgraded to doing 510 drops twice daily. So obviously, as he gets older, his serving size is going to have to get more. My daughter just enjoys the 750. I think she sees the adults taking the 750 and she just feels like she has to take the 750, but we just make sure that she gets less drops. So Elaine and Chris or myself can help you figure out what your serving size is best fit to you. But overall, really, you need to be looking at the ingredient list. You need to be questioning the certificate of analysis, which each company, any CBD company, should have a certificate of analysis. And if they don't, you really should question their moral compass and why they're in business. If they're really wanting to help people, because that's what CBD is. CBD is here to help people. The reason why it works, or not the reason why it works, but the reason why it's so explosive right now is because it works. People are having life-changing results from it. And the reason why is because our endocannabinoid system is hardwired for it. So when we're hardwired for something and our body is deficient into something, you're going to have inflammation. You're going to have aches and pains. You're going to have mood disorders. You're going to have these things. We call it the domino effect. So basically, our body requires certain minerals and vitamins and things to run at full optimum. And the endocannabinoid system is something we've known about for the last 30 years, but it's just really been hidden from us. Pharmacopoeia, is a big pharma, as we all like to call it. They took it out of medical handbooks or actually cannabis as a whole. They took it out of medical handbooks in 1940 after it was made illegal in the 1920s, 1930s. So our physicians back in the 1920s, 1800s used to know about cannabis. They used to teach about cannabis. So when it became illegal, they took it all out of medical textbooks and basically just put it in a closet and just never wanted to talk about it, and then came up with reefer madness and all this, scary fear tactics to keep people from not wanting to look more in depth on why cannabis worked. Well, as a species or as a culture, I guess we just got smart and we figured out that cannabis is beneficial. And actually, they didn't start studying it until Colorado. Here in the States, they didn't start studying it until Colorado passed. And then at that point, it's just been a snowball effect. Me and my kids' dad, we were brave enough to, take a lot of flack from our family and our friends at the time about giving our son cannabis. And, it took a lot of educating. This is not pot. This is not going to get you high. I'm not giving my son, a THC product that is making him feel stoned. Now, if he had seizures, maybe, and I knew that THC was going to benefit him, I would definitely give it to him, knowing that it's better than pharmaceuticals. So it's all about educating, and that's what I do. That's what Chris does. That's what Elaine does. Is we talk about education, and we really like to educate people on the products, on the plant, and be able to help you shift that stigma so that you can make a good decision for you and your family. So
Thank you for all that, Celie. That is you are a wealth of knowledge. I totally agree. The CBD industry right now is the wild, wild west. Companies are popping up all over claiming this and that, CBD infused everything. I mean, questions are coming up within our group and, people reaching out. One question is, what is the difference between, and what should people be looking for with a water-based CBD or an oil-based CBD?
Okay, I'm going to take this one over because this one's my bread and butter. So we have a company based here locally in Kansas City that talks pretty heavily about water-soluble products. And, the thing with water-soluble is it usually is in a carrier oil such as MCT oil, which is derivative from coconut oil. And with that in mind, a lot of people don't know the processes of what it takes to get there. And the process is real simple. They have to take this coconut oil that is typically at a hard state at room temperature, and they have to cook it to stay at a liquid consistency. So basically it kills all the enzymes and all the good stuff for it to keep it from not hardening again, because you can't take CBD oil in a hard, you could, but when you ingest something like a pill form, you're taking it digestively. So it's going through your digestive tract, hitting your stomach, and it's being eliminated like 50 up to 80% because of your stomach acid. So the reason why we take a sublingual fat soluble oil is because of absorption through the bloodstream quicker. And not necessarily quicker, but we all know that fat likes to stick around. So I'm trying not to get too sciencey on you guys because I don't want to confuse you by saying like phospholipids and all these crazy words. I just want to really kind of make sense to you. When you take a fat soluble product sublingually under the tongue, you have a major blood vessel that goes through your tongue. So you're going to have more absorption by taking anything sublingually that's in a liquid form. With our product, we put it in a cold pressed hemp seed oil. So it's high in omega-3s, it's got DHA, EPA. Those are all essential fatty acids that you need for healthy brain, healthy eyes, basically keep the joints, working and all that good stuff. Great for brain health. I don't know if I already said that, but basically what I'm saying is fat soluble versus water soluble is this. Water soluble is going to absorb quickly, but it's also going to dissolve quickly. So you're going to have to take more of it more frequently for it to be as effective. Now, we're not saying that water soluble doesn't work, but you're going to be spending more money on it. Fat soluble, you take it, don't have to take as much. It lasts longer in the body. So really, you just have to really kind of play around. I've tried water soluble products. They didn't work for me. I would get tons of headaches, cluster headaches with them. And it could have been probably because it was trying to eliminate toxins out of my body too quickly, and my body just reacted to it. And we've heard a lot of people just have, some adverse reactions. That was one of the products that my son had an adverse reaction to, and because it had additives and fillers and stuff in it. So just be cautious. Now, if you're really wanting to try a water soluble product, then look at their COAs. Look at their certificate of analysis, question their labs, and make sure that it's a product that fits your needs and what's going to benefit you. But yeah, that's a really popular question. And, I tell people all the time, it's not that it doesn't work. You just have to know the differences so you can make the decision that best fits your family.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Seely. So the green rush is here, and people, they want to stake their claim, and they want to get a piece of the CBD industry. What should people be looking for? And this can go to either Chris or Seely. What should people be looking for in a CBD company or CBD we talked about products. Let's change gears here to business and company, and what should they be looking for?
Let's hear it, Chris.
Yeah, so there's several things you can look for. For me, it's where's the overall mission of the company going, and what do they value? And I can tell you, without getting into specifics, there are some very particular things about the owners of our company that mean more to me than anything else will mean. You'll see things that I talk about on a daily on my Facebook that they support 100%, that views that other business owners might not be so, stand behind as much as, and they're not only fully supportive, but you have one particular owner who is talking about these other things on a daily basis and is out there. And to me, that means more than anything. Throw out the comp plan, throw out whatever they're doing business wise, like their values and their mission, what they want to accomplish extends just, what CBD can do. It extends beyond that to a, an overall global project of how we can help people. And I can tell you that I just feel like where HempWorks is going is the sky is the limit, and the movement is you want to be a part of it. And I'll tell people this until the day they die. If you do not at least take a solid look at CBD, and I would say HempWorks in particular, you are going to kick yourself if you do not have a conversation. Like, not just I'm going to read an article or I'm going to look over the website, whatever the case would be. Contact whoever it is that you trust, that whether it be me, Elaine, Seeley. Contact somebody and have a conversation. Have a phone call, have a Zoom chat, FaceTime, whatever you feel comfortable with, but have a legitimate conversation and then make your decision based on that, because this is an incredible opportunity. I'm sure Seeley can go into kind of the comp plan stuff. I mean, I know that the first probably month or two, that was like 90% of the questions I asked her, because that is not my forte. It's almost like looking at hieroglyphics when you're looking at comp plan. But I knew what we had. I knew what we had with a product. I knew what we had with the company. I had already begun to hear all the testimonials for how it's helping people. So it was a no-brainer. And then once you dive into the specifics of the comp plan, you're going to be blown away, because it is hands down the best. Like, that's not even debatable, I don't think.
I got goosebumps when you were talking about the owners, because we won't name drop, but maybe we will name drop Jenna. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's definitely somebody that I can stand next to. That was actually the reason why I joined this business. I'll be honest with you. I was following her on Facebook, and one of my clients tagged me in one of her posts because she knew that I was digging for a clean CBD oil. And I fell in love with her like the moment I started reading her Facebook. And she's been, just somebody that I'm like, my favorite saying, it's a Dr. Seuss saying, is, it comes from the Lorax, you could care, nothing's going to get done unless someone cares. And I forget how it goes exactly. I usually know how it goes, but I'm having a brain, it's just missing me today. But basically she's wants to be the change. She wants to be a part of this movement, and she really wants to see, our economy grow in a positive way. So when you were talking about that, Chris, that gave me goosebumps, because I'm the same way. I joined this business because of the movement, and it really wasn't even about making money. And I knew that when my son had big changes, for me, it was like, I need to talk to more parents that have gone through what I've gone through, because they need, like, I'm getting goosebumps again, just even thinking about it, because me and Elaine know, like, we went through, we've been through, we're still going through, but it wasn't until I really tried to when my son started taking HempWorks, that I actually could see my son in his eyes again. Like, I could physically see him again. And that gave me hope. And I was like, I've got to tell the world. This is not even about money. I don't even care. Like, I don't even need to make a dime for the rest of my life. People need to know about CBD. And so the movement first thing, but business-wise, you guys, I'm sitting in my brand new place. I just moved out, and I really haven't even announced it to anyone yet, because I really wanted to get everything. But guys, I left everything back at my house that I lived at 10 years. I bought all brand new furniture. I even left all my clothes. Like, I literally shedded everything, and I've spent well over $20,000 without even flinching because of this company. So I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'm a single mom of 2 kids. I have a 9 and a 7-year-old. I was able to pay off $50,000 of school debt. I was able to pay an $80,000 house off. I was able to go to a couple trips and serve myself well. I took some retreats for myself. I moved. I completely moved. And, it's a great way to start your year, you guys. If there's just an extra car payment that you'd like to pay off, or you'd like to pay off your car, or you'd like to help your friends and family, but make a little extra money, this is why I got into the business. I had no idea that it would turn into what it did. Elaine and Chris, they're both one of the leaders in Hempreneur Nation. I wouldn't be here where I'm in today if it wasn't for Chris or Elaine either. So, they definitely are going on the rise. They're growing way faster than I did. I'm a 250K in the company, and I will almost guarantee you that Elaine will hit 100K before October. Chris will definitely hit 250K before October. And, this is a good team to be on. Not only do you have the support, but you also have people that are educated in the space, and we're going to mentor you. So you're not going to be left hanging. Yeah, you've tried this network marketing company, but my saying is be the sponsor you've always wanted. That's who I am. I've been in other network marketing companies, you guys, and I was always left to just do whatever I needed to do and never checked on or had any mentorship or any type of programming whatsoever. Not here. You don't get that here. You get 100% transparency. You get access to me, Elaine, and Chris. And you basically get the exact same stuff that we're doing. We do trainings every single day, almost. There's so many trainings going around. So I had 3 jobs when I worked this business. So when someone tells me they don't have time, I just tell them, well, this just isn't a fit for you. And which is okay. This isn't going to be a fit for anyone. But you guys, this industry has been projected to be the next $1 billion industry by 2020. That's next year. So I joined a year ago because I saw the potential of what it could do for me. And if I didn't join a year ago, I would not be sitting in my new place, would not be driving my new car. And even though materialistics don't matter, but coming from being a single mom that has done everything on her own, the reason why I got what my drive was, I was tired of driving a car that broke down every single week. I was tired of telling my kids I couldn't afford, this or that, or my daughter being embarrassed because I'm dropping her off in a car that looks like it's, about to fall apart. Not being able to afford a birthday party for my son, just a lot of different things that I wasn't able to do 2 years ago. And now I don't have to ask for any family support. I don't have to take, extra child support from, my kids' dad. And, I don't have to always, I was on food stamps for 6 months, just to get us by. And, I always had the drive to do better. I had a traditional business that I worked as much as I could, but you guys, this took the less amount of time to build versus clocking into a 9-to-5 and working your traditional business. So I would say, don't even think about it. Take a free tour from Elaine, from Chris, and just take a look. That's all it is. It's free to look. You don't even have to purchase anything. There's no obligation, but you can at least see the compensation plan. You can see what's going on. You can look at the products. And if you have any questions, just reach out.
Such great info. I know I always say choose your hard. Like my hard was leaving the house at 7 a.m., being a teacher all day and coming home after my son's therapy. I mean, I was so busy, I couldn't even manage anything. And now after 6 months, and like income disclaimer, we all work really hard. I work really hard, but I've doubled my teaching salary in 6 months. And I'll add the income disclaimer in the comments, but yeah, it is so possible. So it's not just Celie, it's not just Chris, like people, our team is rank advancing, is sharing the CBD, and it's amazing. Final question, and I'll direct this to Chris. Chris, is hemp CBD legal?
Yes. So, this is a question that comes up on the daily. I actually dealt with this just last night. I believe we were dealing with Nebraska. There seems to be a terrible... Well, there's 2 things that happen. One, there's very poor journalism that happens in this country. I don't think I need to sell anybody on that. If you just read the news on a daily basis, you'll see that it's pretty much just lies, propaganda, and just terrible reporting. But what happens specifically with CBD is you get these articles that come out where they state that it is illegal or whatever the case might be, but then there's no details given. So we don't know if we're talking about marijuana or hemp, which there's a vast difference there. They don't really give many details. So there's the poor journalism aspect, and then there's the miscommunication between law enforcement agencies thinking that they can just do whatever they want, essentially, and act rogue. So what happens is, and I think this has happened where local law enforcement agencies have tried to implement certain things. I can tell you a specific story. Yeah. It happened in Texas. And we had an affiliate from our team contact me and say, essentially that local people were being harassed saying that this product is illegal and that they're going to, you need to either turn in what you have or stop selling immediately or you'll be arrested and fined and so on and so forth. So I called the local law enforcement agency and I talked to three people. Three different people told me it was illegal. Now these were sergeants, and I think I might even have talked to the chief of police. I don't remember, but there were three different people within these departments that said it was illegal. And I'm like, no, I'm citing the Farm Bill. I'm citing federal supremacy laws, and they're like, no. And I'm like, you're not listening. I'm like, so they all tell me it's illegal. I'm like, all right. So then I call the state. I got all the way to like the county or the state's narcotics director. It took a 60-second conversation. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, that's completely illegal. So there is a huge chain of communication where things are just, there's a gap and things that are being, not relayed properly. Where we, and Celia, you can go into the details of the Farm Bill and stuff, but we are completely federally legal in all states.
Yes, we're legal.
Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those issues where we go into it, but it really is that simple. Like we just are. Like that's all there is to it, really.
Yeah. And, I think at the very beginning of me doing this, it was just in 2004, we were working off the 2014 Farm Bill at the time. And there, it was really vague. But as long as the product is under 0.3% by dry weight of THC, which is one of those long words, cannabinoids, with the Delta 9 in it, if it's under the dry weight of 0.3%, it can ship across state lines and it is legal. So that's why it's also important to have your product be able to show that in their certificate of analysis or their labs, because that will show you the weight percentage and show you if it's legal or not. So yeah. It's funny that you say that, because I've had people that are like, I can't give this to my kids. And I'm like, but you're okay with giving your kid Adderall. Like, that's really, like, I was heavily medicated as a child. And it really set me up for a lot of failures as a young adult, a young female. When I started to come off of pharmaceuticals, I had to learn how to cope without pharmaceuticals. That did more harm to me and my relationships at the time than any CBD oil has done. CBD oil has made my relationships better. It has made my quality of life better. It has helped me make better relationship choices with my children, with my family, with my friends, even with business relationships. This is definitely, and I'm not addicted to it by any means. I haven't even taken CBD oil for a day. I don't wake up hankering for CBD oil. I take it because I notice a huge difference. Just like you take your guys' vitamins, you're going to notice a difference when you're not taking vitamins or you're not taking good care of your body. You're going to feel a difference. I used to own a company called Organic Meal Prep, and my slogan was, you don't even know what good feels like until you try it. So people would not even know how to eat healthy. I would come into their kitchen, I would cook them their whole entire meal prep for the whole week. And this is the number one thing I would get from people. After a week of doing it, they're like, why haven't I been doing this my whole life? Like, I feel amazing this week. And I'm like, imagine doing this for 30 days. Imagine where you'll be at 30 days. If you feel great now, you won't even know that you were high strung or you were stressed out or that you had this or had that until you try it. So we have a 60-day money back guarantee as well, which I love that part because it's really a no risk product or company. And that's even with a business. You'll be $20 out if you want to try as an affiliate. It's only $20 once. You never have to pay that again. But with that 60-day money back guarantee, you get to try the product. And essentially, if you don't like the product, which I guarantee you won't, because out of doing this for 2 years, I've not had one person return a bottle. I've not had one affiliate tell me that they don't believe in the product and it doesn't work. I've never ran into that. And for me to have such a good retaining percentage for keeping people on board and excited about the opportunity and the product is unheard of in our industry. This isn't selling supplements and protein shakes. Nothing wrong with selling protein shakes and supplements, but this is not your traditional network marketing company. This is a brand new industry, you guys. You will never see a growth in industry or a new industry like this in our lifetime again that will happen. People want cannabis. People want to be educated about cannabis, and they want to be a part of the movement. So if that sounds like somebody like you, definitely give Elaine and Chris a shout out.
Perfect, you guys. We're at 30 minutes. I see there's lots of questions. We'll have to go in and comment later. Definitely share this with anyone. Tag anyone who you think should see this information. Any last words, Chris, before we hop off?
Nope. The last thing I'll say is just kind of the exact thing. I loved what you just said at the end there, because, we have something that is for everybody. Like this isn't something that you can market to 5% of the population or 50%. It's literally for everybody. You're going to fall into two categories. You're either going to be the person that doesn't feel good for whatever reason and you want to feel better, or you're going to be the person that already feels good and you're going to feel even better, because I'll always say you don't know how good you can feel until you start taking something that can make you feel better. So if you're already healthy, okay, you will still notice things. So it is literally for everybody. Everybody can benefit from that.
He's like an Olympic runner, and he takes it every single day because he says it helps him run longer. It gives him better stamina over time because he runs like long distances. Like I have probably more healthy people that take this versus unhealthy people, because unfortunately a lot of unhealthy people, they're it's a mindset thing. They think everything is a sham. Everything, and I really want to help those people more over the healthy people because, that's our tribe. But I will say that the people that we have helped, it's amazing, the testimonials. I know Elaine and Chris, you guys have a group, right, where people can join and see that?
Yeah, we have a CBD education page. People post their testimonies. It's over 11,000 people, very active, and it's amazing to see the lives being changed, from pets to grandparents to pregnant moms. We all have an endocannabinoid system, and it's helping so many people, like you're saying.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night. Reach out to us. Reach out to whoever shared this video with you, and we're happy to answer your questions.
Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.